Coming into this season, I knew it was going to be different for us because we had 2 starters coming back from a very successful team last year. And some kids that were going to have to step up who didn't play so many minutes last year, but lots of talent, but kind of inexperienced. So I knew it was going to be a different year for us. Coming into preseason, unfortunately we lost 2 of our seniors to ACLs. So again, some adversity we had to face. But I think the main theme of the whole season was overcoming, some things we had to deal with, and then at the same time getting people experience. And I think this group did a great job of improving from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. I look back on our West Liberty game, the first time when we got crushed, and I think the last game when we played them again, we were right in the game and had a chance to win. So I think the improvement of this team throughout the season is just, attributes to their character and their hard work, and it's probably the most improvement in one team I've seen, since I've been doing this.
I think that if I could summarize it in one word, it would be growth. Just from beginning to the end, what we've accomplished as a unit in terms of growing and learning as not just players but people. That's how I would exactly describe the season.
Our girls really stepped up and played a lot of minutes and did a great job, and won back-to-back PSAC championships, which is a great feat in itself. And they're very excited for next year, and they know what it takes to win it all. So they're hungry for next season to come.
This season taught me a lot. We have a lot of underclassmen, so to be able to show them how things work and being able to be patient and take your time and know how to talk with somebody, I think really taught me that as a person, because you need to be able to talk with people in life, and this team is what I'm talking about.
It's taught me patience. It's taught me to see the game from a whole different perspective, obviously being injured and on the sideline. It's definitely taught me a different role, a different outlook of basketball, and how much you just take small things for granted. But being able to recognize that, just learn people's personalities just from observation, it was actually really interesting, and I think it's definitely going to put a different perspective to when I play next season.
It taught me that hard work really does pay off. We didn't always understand in the beginning of the season what was going on and what we want out of our defense or our offense, but as the season grew, we learned just so much about ourselves and who we were as a team and what we expected from each player.
As a player, it taught me that I need to keep my composure even if things aren't going the way that they need to go. And now that I'm at to be an upperclassman, I have to learn to be more of a motivator and to push them and not try to be so hard on them, because I know it's going to be hard. As a person, it just taught me that I need to accept everyone the way they are. Some people aren't going to be how I want them to be, and I just have to be okay with that, because I'm probably not what people want me to be sometimes also.
This season has taught me that each and every single one of us are different in our own ways, and meaning my team, but together and being together and staying together is something that I'll remember forever, and I know that has changed me and has made me a better person.
The season taught me that it's not always going to be easy. I felt like, I know we came in being as national champions, but everybody knew we were national champions, and they just came at us so much harder. So I felt like you just can't come into easy games with an easy mindset. Like, you have to play hard all the time.
As a player, this season has taught me basically everything I know about basketball. Like, this season basically was when I fell right back in love with basketball, how much I loved it when I was a kid. And it taught me as a person, probably whatever you want to succeed in, like whatever you want to do, you can do it if you put your mind to it, and if you believe in yourself and like trust your own potential, you can achieve what you want to achieve.
As a person and a player, I guess you could say it's taught me to be tough and just keep going when things do get tough. Like I've obviously from overseas, so learning to adjust to this environment and being away from family and friends is definitely tough. But also then on the basketball court, not to put my head down and stuff if something does go wrong.
As a basketball player transitioning from high school to college basketball, it was different and the practices were a lot harder and there's things that I need to work on and that kind of opened my eye.
I have learned to be tougher, not just physically but mentally, because it's a huge change coming from Spain, like how we play basketball and how we play basketball here. So I think I'm just tougher.
I think this season has taught me as a coach, just how powerful off the court things can be to your success on the court. I think we had some losses early and we were going through some rough times, not only on the court but off the court. And I think, like any family, you have good times, you have bad times, and you stick it out and you're there for each other. And I think we really came together towards the end. And, I think it showed on the court. Winning the West outright is a really difficult thing. And then winning the PSAC tournament is another very difficult thing. And I think I've just learned that, you stick with it and you fight through things. And I think the kids did a great job this year of sticking together. We had our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we're a team, we're a family, and, we did it for each other.
I think that after this season, with what happened in the year past about, winning it all and being really successful and ending your season on a win, that I think as a coach, it has taught me more about the process. The end, while the end is so important, how you finish is important and what you want to accomplish is important, but you can't get lost in the day-to-day accomplishments of what our players achieve, not only as basketball players, but as people. Just kind of seeing them for what they are, getting to know them better, building relationships, and I think it's just more about the journey than it is the end.
My favorite part was just working with the girls and seeing them grow from self-proclaimed bench warmers to starters, and seeing the growth that they took from the beginning of the season to the end to winning the PSAC championship, and they're growing into great players.
My favorite part of the season, actually I had two favorite parts of the season. One was when I first got here and it was the first practice and Precious pushed me into the bleachers and broke my knee. That was pretty funny. And just meeting the freshmen and Sammy, just making really good friends on this team.
My favorite memory was definitely going on when ESPN came and we played IUP. Just the crowd, the atmosphere. Everybody was so hyped and ready, and it's definitely a moment I'll cherish forever.
I believe would be the last 10 games. I know most people would expect to say the PSAC championship, which I was so pumped about, but I believe the last 10 games were my favorite because we really took the next step in being successful.
I think any time you win a championship, that has to be a great moment. Back-to-back PSACs, especially how hard our PSAC in our region is hard to do. Coming into the season, we were ranked #1, and we had a bullseye on our back the whole entire year. So for the girls to step up and win back-to-back PSAC championships is a great accomplishment for them.
My favorite part of this season was when we won the PSAC because the bench warmers got to play, and I feel as though that was like something special for like me, Paige, Presh, and even though Brittany didn't play, we still played for her, and Morgan also, so that was pretty great.
My favorite moment of this season was probably watching our kids after they won the PSAC. I think they put in a lot of time and effort, and I think one of their main goals was to get back and win the PSAC. We did it last season, and I think, again, these were new faces on the court for us, so I think one of their main goals was they wanted to win the PSAC when they were playing, and I think just watching them after they won and how happy, and to see that hard work definitely paid off, I think that was my favorite part.
Another favorite moment would be when Mickey was dribbling with her forearm. I liked that. I thought that was cool. And when she had a buzzer beater. And when we won PSAC, so.
My favorite part of the season was winning PSACs back-to-back. Definitely was my favorite part.
Well, I personally didn't have a great game, but everybody else was amazing. So just to be able to see that we could do that this year when people doubted us was really great.
So my favourite part of this season would of course be winning the PSACs. I think it was really a great moment for me just to see the progression of all the girls within the team. They'd stepped up individually and it was really nice to see them grow over the season, and for them to actually win that title, I think it made them realise that it was all worth it, the sacrifice is worth it, and it's hard to get there, but the reward is amazing.
My favorite part of the season is probably like everybody else's, was winning PSAC. I didn't play last year, so being a part of something 10 times bigger than me and being able to relive that again was remarkable.
I have to say my favorite memory was when we danced and sung on the bus before regional game. I think it was number 2. We were just like, if you want to say something, say it now. And it was just so much fun. I think, yeah, that was my favorite memory. And of course, every day in film when, you know, we had a professional DJ. She would always, you know, just do great things, and, you know, those are just good times. I love those moments.
When you lose a player like Paige, you lose someone who's so smart on the court. Offensively and defensively, she just understands the game so well. She knows where she's supposed to be, where other people need to be, and she's just a great teacher of the game. She's going to be one of those players that after college, if she decides to get into the coaching field, that she is going to she's going to do a great job coaching just because of her knowledge of the game. And not too many people have that knowledge that she has on every aspect of the game. And she's someone that you can put trust in because you know she's going to be in the right spot at the right time. And just really, she's a smart player, and she's a great shooter. She's just a pure shooter. And you know, you can't teach that, and she could just, you know, hit a deep three, whatever it takes. And she really added to her game. She wasn't just a three-point shooter this year. We used her, she was able to get to the rim. We posted her up. So she really was more than one-dimensional this year, and she did a great job for us coming in.
I just miss Paige in general. She has been there for me for so many things, and she's like, I have a big sister, but she's my nice big sister, and I don't know, I'm just really close with her, and just being out there on the court with her and a couple other things, and I love Paige. I don't want her to go.
I'm gonna miss, I don't think people really understand how funny Paige is. Like, she's hilarious, and I'm gonna miss her like humor and like her sarcasm, because her humor was kind of close to mine secretly.
I think the thing I'm going to miss the most about Paige is her sense of humor. You know, it's a little different, and I think we're on the same page a lot of times. You know, when something's funny, I think sometimes we just kind of look at each other and start laughing. So I think her personality, you know, her sense of humor is something we're really going to miss.
Paige, it's crazy because Paige picked me up from the airport with Emma our junior year, and we were actually roommates. So I really got to know Paige that first year, so I'm gonna miss her so much. Time has actually flown. Favorite memories, there's just so many. Some that I probably shouldn't say on this camera, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. But really proud of Paige, she had a great season, and I'm excited for her future.
I'm gonna miss everything about Paige. That's my best friend. Like, I love her to pieces. She keeps me sane. I'm just gonna miss like waking up to her, going to practice together, daily trips to Wendy's.
Triple P. She has one of the highest basketball IQs I've ever been around. She will shoot the lights out, and me and her pretend that we are Cal U moms. That's Cheryl, I'm Carol. And we, at half court, whenever Mickey's making a foul shot or someone's on the line, it's me and her back. Oh, Cheryl, don't you just love the game? Oh my goodness, thank goodness Mickey made that shot. Cal U mom.
What I'm going to miss most about Paige is, I don't know, just everything. She's so cool, and it's not going to be the same without her. And I don't know, just living with Paige every day, you know, I just got to know her and love her. So every day was basically just a memory with her.
What am I miss most about Paige? I will definitely miss Paige's sense of humor. I think one thing that people might not see, I believe they see it as a player, but we see it day to day in practice on how smart of a basketball player she is. I never have any fear when Paige is out there. She knows our stuff. She knows the game so well, and I think I'm just gonna really, really miss her, just being reliable in terms of, you know, knowing what we're supposed to be doing, knowing what we're in, just like I said, being a student coach of the game.
I'll miss her comedic timing the best. She always knew when to come in with a little joke about our coaches or something, and she always knew when we needed a laugh, and me and her always understood each other. We had like this eye contact that we'd give each other the look, and I'd know that she was ready for the three, or she'd tell me, she would just get me the ball here, and she was a great player to play with, and she hit shots when she had them, and I just miss playing with her.
I'm going to miss hanging out with her, of course, like back at home. And every time I practice, she would always say these little side comments. Nobody else would ever hear, but I swear I always heard every comment, but I'm gonna miss her always saying them little slick comments in my ear.
I'll miss everyone. I'll miss this team and the coaches. Our relationships are special, so I'm not gonna find it anywhere else. I'll miss them. My plans are to get a GA position somewhere and become a college coach. I just really want to thank the coaches for the opportunity that they gave me for the past 2 years. I've learned so much, and definitely something I'll carry with for the rest of my life. And I just want to thank the girls on the team. We've been through a lot, and for us to stick by each other through the end of it really says something, so I love you guys.
Okay, next season I cannot wait to be moving again, to be back on the floor and just competing. I miss that the most, so being able to compete every day in practice, but then in competition as well, like I just love that aspect, and I'm really looking forward to be back on the floor with the girls.
I'm looking forward to my senior year. It's gonna be bittersweet. We're just gonna have to play as hard as we can, and I hope we can make some moves toward another national championship.
What I am looking forward to next season is to come back strong, to see growth in our team, win another PSAC, and take the championship.
I feel like our team next year is gonna be crazy, crazy great. So I just think that I'm looking forward to like working hard and winning.
I'm looking forward to everything next season. Everyone comes back besides Paige. I'm excited to play with Lana and Brittany because I know they're gonna come and they're gonna come hard. And I know that we can make it back to South Dakota, and that's our goal. I know that's everyone's goal, not just mine and the coaches. So I'm just looking forward to it. We're all staying this summer, so we're coming back strong.
Definitely looking forward to 3-time back-to-back PSAC champs. But going further, I'm looking forward to our injured players coming back and another great season.
Next season, we're definitely winning the national championship again. Everybody's back.